over 40 years, Rabbi Noach Weinberg has been helping Jews of all backgrounds discover the wisdom and beauty of their heritage. Rabbi Noach was born and raised in New York City. He studied at Johns Hopkins and Loyola Universities and received his rabbinical ordination at the Ner Yisrael Rabbinical College in Baltimore. Today, he resides with his rebbitzin in the heart of Jerusalem. With his trademark warmth, wisdom, and love for all people, Rabbi Noach has become everyone's rabbi, touching the hearts of Jews from all walks of life across the globe.
I guess if you, in general, follow the beaten path, where people haven't made mistakes before, you'll do pretty good. But, you know, just follow your instincts and don't make stupid moves.
Learn from other people's mistakes. You don't have time to make all the mistakes yourself.
I think everybody makes mistakes in life.
Take things slow and weigh things out very carefully and not move too fast about things.
Think about it. Just take 2 minutes, say, should I be doing this? Count to 10. Give 10 seconds for yourself to think about it and decide if that's the right thing to be doing.
Mistakes are good. What's wrong with mistakes? Why should one avoid them?
In the States they say, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Some person makes mistakes, we all make mistakes, you know, but to make a mistake and then make a mistake and then make a mistake, the same mistake again and again and again, there's something wrong. There's something wrong. You're not paying attention to living. Not paying attention to living. It's like you go out your front door and there's a big hole in the walkway and you fall in. You fall in one time, but for goodness sake, you don't keep falling in. So people lose their temper, lose their customers. They break up with friends. They have an ongoing tension with their wives and husbands. Yeah. And they don't do anything about it. Now that's ridiculous. Plan ahead. Plan ahead.
Every day you're going to do something that's a mistake. Have a list of mistakes that you never want to fall into and be aware of those mistakes.
Think what the next step is. Think about the results.
Always ask your mother.
Every married man knows when your wife is miserable, you're miserable. It's true. I mean, ask any married man. So then they go and make their wife miserable. Enjoy yourself. So how do you stop? Well, then you got to think back. Oh, well, I have to teach her a lesson, right? No, you don't have to teach her a lesson. She didn't get the lesson the last 10 times. You know, don't teach her no lessons. Okay, so but I have to stand on my dignity. But you want to be happy or dignified? You know? Well, what in the world do I do? Maybe give her a compliment. You think, you know, you tell her, you know, I love you so much, it hurts me when you say those things to me or you talk that way. Ask yourself 10 different maybes. Maybe this will work, maybe that will work. Try 3 of them. I'm sure you'll find a way not to hurt your wife and you won't hurt yourself. And that goes with so many mistakes we make that we regret. And we tell ourselves it's stupid, and we beat ourselves up for it, and with just a little planning ahead. Why does it happen? Why do you lose your temper? Because they frustrate me. They don't understand what I'm talking about. I have to tell them 10 times what to do. Okay, so now how can you get them to listen to you the first time? Maybe you say, how are you feeling this morning? And so, you know, I got something that I want to bring to your attention. Try 10 maybes. This will work. Choose 2 or 3 that you think are the most likely. 10 plans. Choose 2 or 3. Try them out. You'll certainly avoid mistakes. You're making a fence to avoid your mistakes.
People can learn to tolerate pain.
If you have the power of mind over matter, you can learn to tolerate anything.
Yeah, for sure someone can learn to tolerate pain. I mean, everyone has a different threshold for pain anyway. I have a very high tolerance for pain. Not that we should test that out.
I personally think I don't have a high pain tolerance.
You won't learn to tolerate pain. You know, Westerners are called decadent. You ever hear that the Westerners, Hitler said, the Western democracies are too decadent to fight. And there's a point. Westerners don't, they're decadent. They're not thinking in terms of, I'll give my life for my country anymore. You know, that's all out. So you know what the definition of decadence is, the absolute definition of decadence? You ask someone, a Westerner, what's the opposite of pain? Think for a moment. People say pleasure. The opposite of pain is pleasure. That's the definition of decadence. That's the definition of decadence. Why? Because the opposite of pain is not pleasure. The opposite of pain is comfort. And if you answer pleasure, you're equating comfort with being pleasure. So for the Westerner, the ultimate pleasure is a vacation in Hawaii on a waterbed with the surf breaking in the background, a tall drink with ice, music playing, and you're so comfortable, so relaxed, you're almost asleep. You got to be careful, because a little more relaxation, you fall asleep, you forget it all, and you spill the drink. So be careful, be careful. So almost asleep, that's called living. That's not living, man. That's almost asleep.
Absolutely. One can learn to completely tolerate the pain threshold or whatever. Look at the guys that sleep on beds and nails and run on hot coals. One can adapt himself to anything.
He goes through the Marines training course, probably.
The truth is that pain is necessary for pleasure. Pain is necessary for pleasure. You're playing a game of soccer. The guys on the court don't know how to play. They don't know how to kick the ball. They kick it back. They don't know how to block. You're getting 1 point, 2 points. The first 5 minutes you got 5 points. 5 points. Your team is all over the place, yeah? You continue playing. You say, come back when you learn to play the game. They say, but you're winning. But we can't get up a sweat. Now put the same team on the soccer court without a ball, and run, kick, turn, back, forth. You say, this is inhuman punishment, this is sadistic, what the heck's the matter with you? Give them a ball and a hot team, and they're exhausted. They say, you know what, let's wait 10 minutes, let's rest 15 minutes, and we'll play another game, yeah? So pain is necessary for pleasure. Without pain, no pleasure. You got to learn in all of life this is so.
About 3 months ago, I burnt my hand so badly, and the pain was tremendous. This was an egregious pain, but I was so calm, and I was tolerating it because it was a mind over matter thing.
Absolutely. It's kind of ironic you say that, because I was doing that in class today. Yes, I believe one can tolerate pain.
It just has to pass. Time has to pass, and then you get over it.
Tell me, what is your parents' greatest pleasure? When I ask young college kids, practically 100% will say me. Then I ask him, okay, so tell me, what's your parents' greatest pain? What's your parents' greatest pain? And almost universally, they say me. So, if you want the greatest pleasure most human beings will ever have, you have to have kids. You think you're going to have kids without pain? Boy, you're kidding yourself. But if you want that pleasure, man, you got to take the pain. So pain is just a tool. Pain just heightens things. Pain tells you you're living. Don't worry about pain. When you play the game, you don't even know that you're having pain. It just heightens the efforts you make and the pleasure you get out of a good play. Same thing goes in business, in living, everywhere. Focus on the game, and you don't even feel the pain. You just experience the pleasure.
Laughing a lot gives you good stomach muscles.
You shouldn't run around giggling all day. There's serious matters at hand.
Laughter makes somebody always happy. It can get them out of depression and get them out of basically any little rut that they're in.
I think if everyone was laughing all the time, everyone would be in a lot better place.
I think sick people that will laugh a lot, it will really help them.
When someone laughs and they're really laughing, you feel a sense of fulfillment, a sense of being full, a sense of satisfaction.
You gotta laugh, man. In Judaism we say if you laugh long enough, you get the joke. You get the joke. You know, this world is a big joke. And if you laugh, it just occurs to you that people, you're out of it. But don't wait until you're desperate and laugh long enough. Laugh all the time. Meaning, laugh at the foibles of humanity, laugh at yourself, laugh at the absurd, exhilarating absurdity of humanity and the extent that we can overcome it. So really, jokes with a good point to it are the way to wake yourself up. But look, it's a way of enjoying life, and anybody who's suffering, anybody who's in pain, tell them jokes. Tell them jokes and bring a Laurel and Hardy. Well, you guys don't know about Laurel and Hardy, but Charlie Chaplin, you know about Charlie Chaplin? I don't know who the new comedians are, but get them laughing, because when they laugh, they forget their pain, which gives them a respite, which gives them an ability to recharge their batteries and get on with living.
Laughter is the best thing, man. No matter what's happening in your life, if you can laugh at it, nothing will ever bring you down.
And I think laughter's a little bit like ecstasy. Not the drug, but it's just a great ecstatic feeling when you laugh.
Laughing's a good thing because it stimulates your lymphatic system.
There's nothing like a person who can make you laugh.
Now you can do the same for yourself. You understand? If you're a little depressed, get a good joke. Or tell a good joke. Somebody gives you a good joke. Tell a depressed guy a good joke, and he's out of it. His life is beautiful again. And when you got tensions, you know, it's natural. We tell a joke to break tensions, because it does break tensions. And you tell a good joke, and everybody's relaxed again, and then you can go on with the conversation. So if you're find people are tension, there's fighting, there's aggravation between people, you go in there and tell a good joke. You have to have a repertoire of jokes, you know, and it should be good jokes. You ever hear the joke about the guys? They sit together, they know the joke so well, they don't have to tell the joke. They say, number 3, everybody laughs. They know the joke. Number 5, everybody laughs. 15, everybody laughs. The guy says, number 23, nobody laughs. Say, why aren't you laughing? You got to know how to tell a joke. He doesn't know how to tell a joke. You know, you got to have good jokes.
Probably
24 hours.
They should sleep 8 hours a night.
Oh, that's too little.
At least 12. That'll be nice.
I think 5 hours I could get away with no problem.
Oh, I don't really sleep that much. Doing homework.
Sometimes I could do with 15 hours.
Enough not to be cranky.
My grandfather always says, early to bed, early to rise makes an unhealthy and wealthy and wise.
You know, Napoleon, and they say that he got along with 2 hours sleep, an hour's sleep. Napoleon, Bonaparte Napoleon. And they asked him, the emperor of all Europe, enjoy yourself, sleep. He said, listen, when I'm asleep, I'm not Napoleon. You know, when you're asleep, you don't get any pleasure. Sleeping is no pleasure at all. Falling asleep, that's something. I once had a dorm roommate who used to tell me, I slept very little when I was that age. He used to tell me, look, every time you come into the room to get something, don't bother being quiet, wake me up. He says, I don't enjoy sleeping. I enjoy falling asleep. The more times I fall asleep, the better off I am.
I used to sleep 10 hours. Six is enough now.
A person should sleep no more than 8 hours and at least 6 hours.
I definitely need about 8 to 10 hours. The average person might need a little bit less. As much as I need.
You know, sleep is a waste of time. Why did the Almighty create sleep? And just we say He created sleep to teach us how to wake up. You know, when it comes before Rosh Hashanah, the first year, everybody makes resolutions, everybody looks at himself, and what did I do this year? A whole year passed, what did I accomplish? And that's a waking up process. So we say blow the shofar every day of the last month of Elul, And the shofar is saying, Ugu yeshenim mishenazchem, sleepers, wake up. Nildomim, drowsy ones, snap out of your drowsiness, you know. So sleep means you're not aware at all. You're asleep, wake up. You're not aware of all the beauty of existence. Did you ever go out in the day and it's so gorgeous, it's just breathtaking. It lasts for a minute. It's silly, you fall back asleep. That's the way to live, with a gorgeous day, with that energy of the beauty of existence. Hold on to it. That's the way you spend the whole day. Nildomim is drowsiness. You know you've learned something important, free will. You learned something important that we can use 1,000 times more of our potential than we're using. It's something important, yeah? And you say, you know, I'm going to tell it to my friends. I'm going to work on this. I'm going to try to master this free will. This is very important, yeah? And then a moment later, your friend comes to you and you say, hey, you know, I had something to tell you. What was it? I forgot. That's drowsiness. It's like they tell you, fire. Yeah, you know, I better get up. It's a fire, huh? Better get up. Fire, man. Wake up. You're alive. It's fire.
Once you sleep enough to where he's not tired and stuff like that, but you shouldn't lay around in bed all day like a lazy bum.
And I think they say there's not really a way to make up lost sleep or something. So 8 hours. Better get it.
So there are two aspects. We sleep through life, meaning that we don't even make any attempt. We don't make an attempt to make life worthwhile, valuable, something extraordinary, greatness, for something, to look for something. How do you look for something? You gotta fight the sleep. The sleep is wasting time. On the other hand, there's drowsiness. You stumble across something and you wake up somewhat. You know, gee, there's something here. There's something here. 5 classes of pleasure. Something here. There's more. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. And we fall asleep. We go back into the trance state. The idea is that, look, you got to sleep so that you get a new awareness of what you can do. You wake up in the morning with a bright new awareness. We're gonna succeed where we haven't succeeded before. But there's 2 aspects of it. First of all, you've got to learn every day. You've got to learn what life is about, how to use it to its maximum. And the second thing is, once you know something about life, don't let it slip your attention. Hold on to it, use it, dig it, move it, live it.
Have lots of kids. You can't be bored.
Come help me out. I won't be bored. I just find things to do, and it's hard for me to say. Do a wash. You could clean the baby again. You could make dinner. None of the above, which I do, because I have no time.
You know, boredom just comes, I think, from being idle and being lazy, you know?
By constantly learning and engaging yourself in seeking truth.
Find new stuff to do. Help other people.
Look at the small things. I mean, you can't be bored in life if you actually start to contemplate life.
When you're interested in a novel, you're in the middle of a novel, something happens and you stay up all night, you can put it down. So what happened? Something happened. When you're studying history, sometimes it hits you all of a sudden, like this, it's drudgery and drudgery. You're sleepy, but you got to finish the book, and then all of a sudden, you get interested. Whew, you read it up, you remember it much better, you live it, you understand it because you're interested. Mathematics. How in the world do you get interested in mathematics? What's the fascination? But that's the secret of living. Be fascinated. Find your point of fascination. What are you interested in? What does it have to do with life? See, that's where all of a sudden you saw this novel as a replica of your life, important to you. All of a sudden you hit the point of history which fascinates you. Why? Because it explains what's going on today, or it explains what's happening to humanity. When you find something that you know is important for living, you're fascinated. So you can be fascinated with ants if you got the right angle of looking at them. You know, little ants that are creeping and the way they make an ant colony and we know we have a Geiger counter of meaning. We know that there's something I should know here, so it's easy to be interested for the first 10 minutes, yeah? But how do you get fascinated? You've got to find what the code is, you know? And then you're fascinated. But whatever you do, try to get interested in what you're studying and what you're reading. And if you want to do it with all you got. Doing it with all you got means that your body is also interested in it and you're fascinated. When you're fascinated, time goes by, you remember better, and you're much more able to use it for living.
Try to do everything. Yeah, go out, have fun.
There's so much to do. I don't understand how someone could be bored.
Do community work.
Getting up, doing something productive.
Go bowling.
You can't rely on someone else to make your life fun. You have to do it yourself.
Find something that he enjoys, something that excites him, something that motivates him, and the only thing that excites me is money.
Always look at things like they're new, and as long as you don't begin taking things for granted, that even the smallest thing becomes like a very fresh and important thing, you know?
If you have any questions or any comments, anything at all, we're interested. Please call.